Okay. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Township Committee meeting of September 8th, 2020. Ms. Brock, please call the roll.
Committeeman Delcor,
Here.
Committeewoman Holmes,
Here.
Committeewoman McCauley, Deputy Mayor Lapani,
Here.
Mayor Thompson,
Here.
Administrator Ferreira,
Here.
Attorney Willard.
Albert Cruz for Mr. Willard.
Thank you. And Attorney Bernstein.
Here.
Great. All right, please join me in a salute to the flag. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of
of
America.
America,
and
to the republic
for which it stands,
that stands,
one nation,
under God,
indivisible,
indivisible, with liberty.
and liberty for all.
Okay, please be advised that in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act, notice this meeting was made by the posting on the bulletin board at the Hillsborough Township Municipal Complex and on the Township website, notifying the officially designated newspaper that this meeting would take place at the Hillsborough Township Municipal Complex at 7:30 p.m. on September 8th, 2020. Members of the public may participate in this meeting via Zoom as posted. First up this evening is approval of the minutes. May I have a motion to approve the May 26th, 2020 regular session minutes? So moved. Second. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Committeeman Delcor,
Yes.
Committeewoman Holmes,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Lapani,
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes. May I have a motion to approve the June 9th, 2020 regular session minutes?
So moved. Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Committeeman Delcor,
Yes.
Committeewoman Holmes,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Lapani,
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes. May I have a motion to approve the June 23rd, 2020 regular session minutes?
So moved.
Oh, second.
Thank you both. Roll call, please.
Committeeman Delcor,
Abstain.
Committeewoman Holmes,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Lapani,
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes. May I have a motion to approve the July 14th regular session meeting minutes?
So moved. Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Committeeman Delcor,
Yes.
Committeewoman Holmes,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Lapani,
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes. And may I have a motion to approve the August 11th regular session meeting minutes from 2020?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Committeeman Delcor,
Yes.
Committeewoman Holmes,
Abstain.
Deputy Mayor Lapani,
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes. We're going to move on to reports from committee liaisons, and first up is Committeeman Delcor.
Thank you, Mayor. We'll start off with Parks and Recreation. We had another successful bocce campaign, one of our nice programs. Congratulations to our summer bocce champions. That was Doug and Janet Rigg, Joe Bellantonio, and Marianne Ciodella. For those looking to do something this fall as it relates to our programs, we do have a full offering of fall programs. Many are still open for additional participants. Some of our offerings include the Junior Chef's Cooking Classes, Bricks for Kids classes, Built by Me STEM Web and Game Design, new Senior Steps Walking Program at Middle of the Park, and much more. Of course, all of our listings are on the Hillsborough Parks and Recreation website at hillsboroughNJRecreation.org. And you can also sign up for information to get the brochures. Planning is underway for a handful of our Halloween-based events this year, such as the annual Children's Halloween event, which will again be held at Norris Farm, and the popular Dog Halloween costume contest. Additionally, we'll be offering two new events this year, which consists of a Halloween costume exchange and a community trunk or treat. Each event will be detailed and will be finalized prior to the end of the month. They can be found on the Township website under the Parks and Recreation section once we have those details worked out. And we also have a new initiative, Green for Halloween, which is a costume recycling initiative. You can drop off old or gently used costumes between September 28th and October the 9th. Again, see the website for more details, but a good opportunity to provide some gently used costumes and recycle them. From our Social Services Department, Desi Physicians Balm of the U.S. And Canada, which is a nonprofit philanthropic organization and a network of nearly 7,000 licensed physician women of Indian subcontinent heritage. They donated 100 face masks facial masks to the Hillsborough Township Community Assistance Network. 11 of the DPM members from 8 cities throughout the United States volunteered their time and coordinated volunteer teams to make over 30,000 masks for physicians in direct patient care, high-risk patients, and the elderly during the, as part of the COVID-19 pandemic response. The masks are a variation of an original design produced by Dr. Sonia Mehta, who's an anesthesiologist at the University of Florida. Desi Physicians moms work to support women's and children's issues and other issues regarding work and family balance, immigration, and maintaining Desi culture while residing in North America and assimilating into Western culture. I'd like to thank the DPM member, Dr. Neha Saraya, and her team of volunteer servers from Montgomery Township, Valshalia, Preeti, Anita, Madhu, and Arvo for their talent, efforts, and time. So thanks to all of them. It's nice to see the community engage in providing those masks to those in need. There will be a drive-through health fair. Hillsborough Township, in partnership with Foothill Acres Rehabilitation and Nursing Center, invites you to safely and socially distance health fair on Tuesday, September the 22nd. That'll run from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. The rain date will be Tuesday, September 29th. The health fair will be a drive-through fair held at the Willow Road Baseball Complex, which is located at 2 Valinor Road in Hillsborough. Local organizations will be there to distribute helpful health and wellness information. Masks will be distributed by Robert Wood Johnson. To-go lunches and dessert will be provided, as well as live entertainment. For more information, please contact the Hillsborough Social Services Department at 908-369-3880. The Health Department, excuse me. Flu vaccination clinic. The Health Department and the Greenbrook Family Practice will sponsor the 2020 flu vaccinations here for Hillsborough residents. The clinic for residents will be held on Thursday, September 24th at the Hillsborough Municipal Building. Senior citizens and high-risk individuals with chronic conditions only will be admitted from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. and all other residents ages 6 months and up will be admitted from 3:30 to 6:30 p.m. Again, please see the e-news or visit the website for more information and all of the details for the flu vaccination clinic. And I'd like to thank some of our local Girl Scouts from Troop 60902, seniors Caitlin Dundorf and Kelly Komorowski, and junior Lauren Radomski from Girl Scout Troop 60902. They donated $500 to the Hillsborough Food Bank. The money had been raised since first grade, which included former Girl Scouts. Anyone interested in making a donation to the Hillsborough Food Bank can contact Kathy Farber at 369-3880, or you can drop off items directly Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30 here at the Township building. But thanks to those Girl Scouts for their work in raising that money and providing it to the Food Network, where we'll go to families in need. Always a worthwhile endeavor to provide to Food Network. And finally, I'd like to congratulate Hillsborough Girl Scout Cadet Madison Boer for her Silver Award, which the garden project is a lesson in giving. She chose to use planting a vegetable and perennial herb garden to teach local preschoolers at the Seedlings Daycare about gardening and giving. Madison chose to donate the garden's fresh produce to the Hillsborough Community Assistance Network as part of her Silver Award project. The Silver Award level project is designed to teach the Scout how to research, plan, and execute a local issue they care about. Madison presented her project idea to Central Jersey Nurseries, Lowe's, and Construction Pros, who donated soil, blueberry plants, a fence, and some wood. So congratulations to Madison, and thank you for your work in donating the food to the Community Assistance Network. That's all for me, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Committeewoman McCauley is unable to join us this evening, so Committeewoman Holmes.
Good evening, everyone. It's almost time to start working on our 2021 calendar. So this is a reminder to submit your historic photos of Hillsborough Township for the 2021 Township calendar commemorating the 250th anniversary of our wonderful community. As mentioned at the last meeting, the Township is pleased to be working with Town Planner to produce a 250 anniversary edition of the color printed 2021 calendar, which will be mailed out to every resident in Hillsborough. I've heard from our administrator, Mr. Ferrara, that we don't get a lot of winter scenes, so there's a hint there if you want to get published. Previous calendars, which were mailed out in December of each year, include various schedules, important dates, and phone numbers of the upcoming year, as well as at least 12 photographs featuring Hillsborough Township, Township's landscapes and sceneries submitted by our residents. This year, the twist is historic pictures to commemorate Hillsborough's rich 250-year history. Individuals interested in submitting photographs for consideration for the 2021 anniversary calendar can email their high-resolution image to the Township Clerk and Public Information Officer at pborek, P-B-O-R-E-K, at hillsborough-nj.org. Now, it's still not too late for the census of 2020. There's still time to complete your 2020 census. This is very important that we are all counted in the census. You know, it helps with healthcare, it helps with schools, it helps with all kinds of ways that our state gets money. However, I do want to tell you that when the census people come to your door, they usually do not park in your driveway. They stand pretty far back. They wear masks and gloves. They carry a bag that says 2020 census, and they put your information on an iPad or a phone, but they put it into a form, and they will ask you your name and all kinds of information, and they will ask you how to spell it, and then they will show it to you that it's on the form. If you have someone come into your house that doesn't have that kind of equipment, no mask, no glove, no iPhone, then you can just close your door. All right. To learn more about the impacts of the census or to complete it online, visit the website 2020census.gov. Take a few minutes and complete your census. Okay, I have one more item, finance. The fourth quarter 2020, the first and second quarter 2021 tax bills will be mailed the week of September 14th. The state of New Jersey has not released the homestead credits yet, and therefore you will not see that adjustment on this billing. If the state does release the credits, you will receive an adjusted bill for the fourth quarter at that time. And that's all for me tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor LaPena.
Thank you, Mayor. From the engineering department, residents are reminded that they should not blow grass clippings into the street. This is a violation of New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection stormwater requirements. The glass clippings will discharge to drainage inlets and end up in streams and rivers, causing environmental concerns. It is recommended that property owners recycle clippings back into the lawn, cart away, or compost. Contact the engineering department for further information. A little note about the parking ride. Be advised that the parking ride lot on Amwell Road will have a portion of the lot under construction starting the week of September 14th. The developer, Hillsborough Village Center, is required to have a connection to the park and ride lot. New curbing and a revised circulation layout are being constructed. Approximately a third of the parking lot will be under construction, so most of the lot will be still available for parking use. Plans are available in the engineering office showing the new layout. The DPW has been working diligently prepping and fixing necessary spots on the roads as Morris Asphalt Incorporated will be in town from September 10th and 11th to install a traditional chip seal surface course on the following roads. Weston Road between Sunnymead and the Manville border. Sunnymead Road from Weston to Camp Plain Road. And Dutchtown Road from Long Hill Road to the paved section. Please follow the road signage and slow down your speeds to help settle the stone into the asphalt-based material. Also, the town's first ever high-performance chip seal programs is going to begin on September 21st. The All States Material Group will be applying a surface treatment to the following roads: Steeple Drive, Davenport Way, Merrill Avenue, Opie Road from 206 to Falcon Road, Beekman from New Center Road to Conover Drive, and Atkinson Circle. We are excited and encouraged with the useful nature of this product for the township roadways. To find out more about the information of this process, please visit the township's website or click on the DPW Works link. Then next, on September 12th to the 19th of this year, Hillsborough Township Virtual World National and Local Litter Cleanup Event will take place. Help Hillsborough Township clean up communities build a more sustainable planet by being a part of the solution to end litter and illegal dumping. We want you to join the movement and make a difference in your community, our community. Check out the e-news and the township website for more information. We have a short video here to explain. Okay, so from September 12th to 19th, help the township and clean up Hillsborough.
Can I add something really quick?
Sure.
You know, everyone is really excited to get out and hike and go to the Sourlands or walk down the road. And what I've been doing for years is that I put a ShopRite bag or you know, some kind of disposable bag in my pocket, and I eye all the garbage on the way to wherever I'm going. And then on the way back, I pick it up and put it in my recycling or my garbage. And it's amazing how much you can pick up on the side of the road. So that's just a good way to add to your hike. But I always suggest that you do it on your way home so you're not stuck carrying the garbage for your whole walk. That's it.
Thank you. Good tip. And lastly, from the Hillsborough Rotary, obviously this year we had the canceled fair is a big event and brings a lot of money to the needy that we support. So they have come up, and I being Rotarian have come up with a program on Thursday, October 1st, beginning at 7 p.m. The Rotary Club of Hillsborough, together with Petrox Bar and Grill and Petrox Liquor, will host a Got Magic, a live virtual and interactive fundraising show featuring the world's most incredible magicians, illusionists, and mind readers who have performed on such shows as America's Got Talent, Penn and Teller, Fool Us, and Ellen DeGenerate Show. The Hillsborough Got Magic will be a live stream from 3 cities across the U.S. directly to homes. A performance of side-splitting comedy, jaw-dropping magic, and Zoom-style audience interaction, America's Got Magic promises to have your whole family raving about this new and unique theatrical experience that will have you sitting on the edge of your couch. Our star-studded lineup includes features, like I said, the ability to 3 ticket prices. You can buy just a basic package when all you do is watch the video. You can buy an extended package, which will allow you to actually interact with the show. And then the third option will be actually having a bonus 25 minutes of question and answers and secrets given by the illusionists to the program. So you have 3 things. You can just buy the one and expand if you want. So check us for additional information, and the Hillsborough Golf Magic are available online at therotarymagic.com. And it's a nice night with the family. Instead of watching Netflix, you can watch some magic.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. A few things for me this evening. First, the Independent Study Program. We are extending the registration on the Fall Independent Study Program until this Friday. You can please contact the Recreation Department to register. As you can see the flyer up there. Also, regarding Restaurant Week, I've continued to meet with food establishments here in town as we prepare for our 3rd annual Restaurant Week, which will be held September 29th through October 4th. So please mark your calendars. Despite these unprecedented times, it's important that we are flexible and creative. We are looking forward to this 3rd annual Hillsborough Restaurant Week. Hillsborough Restaurant Week will feature local indoor dining at limited capacity, outdoor dining and takeout restaurants, as well as some popular restaurant chains. A few things to note: our EDBC, or Economic and Business Development Commission, worked with our restaurant owners, signing a petition to implore Governor Murphy to open indoor dining last month. More than 50 signatures were gathered from our local restaurants and sent to the governor's office. So we're hopeful that made a difference in changing it. So now it's 25% occupancy, and knock on wood, everything goes well. We hope those numbers get bigger sooner, so that way our restaurants can get back to regular business. Couple important dates for the general election. Monday, October 5th, ballots for active voters will be mailed out by this date. Ballots can be submitted as soon as they are received, which may happen before this date. Tuesday, October 13th is the last day to register to vote and be able to cast a ballot in the 2020 general election. Friday, October 23rd is the last day to request a replacement ballot through the mail. Ballots can still be requested in person at the county clerk's office. I believe it's going to be outside the offices at the county courthouse there, or the county administration building. We'll have more details on that through 8 p.m. on November 3rd, 2020, which is election day. Wednesday, October 28th is the last day for qualified overseas and military voters to request an electronic balloting. And finally, Tuesday, November 3rd, 2020 is election day. Please keep in mind that, again, this is just like the primary. This is a mail-in ballot election only. So everyone should be receiving a mail-in ballot if you are registered to vote. As always, you can stay connected with all events and more via the Friday e-news and Twitter. TV29 and Hillsborough YouTube channel showcase our meetings in Hillsborough The Good Life episodes and Hillsborough alerts for traffic and emergency notifications. First up this evening, we have 2 proclamations that we will read into the record. First, for Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month. By proclaiming September 2020 as Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month, we call attention to the disease that affects women across our country, state, and county. The American Cancer Society is estimating that more than 14,240 American women are projected to lose their lives to ovarian cancer this year. Women who are middle age and older, who are family history of ovarian or breast cancer, or have certain cancers in their past, or have an increased risk of developing ovarian cancer. Because ovarian cancer often goes undetected until advanced stages, increasing the awareness of risk factors is critical to fighting this disease, as it is estimated that about 22,280 new cases of ovarian cancer will be diagnosed in the United States this year. This month is dedicated to the prevention and awareness of ovarian cancer. It also is to honor those we have lost, show support for women who bravely carry on the fight, and take action to lessen the tragic toll ovarian cancer takes on families across our country. Now, therefore, be proclaimed that we, the mayor and the Hillsborough Township Committee, do hereby recognize September 2020 as Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month, and call upon citizens, government agencies, organizations, healthcare providers, and research institutions to raise ovarian cancer awareness, continue helping women live longer, healthier lives, and urge women to talk to their healthcare providers to learn more about this disease. In fact, last week, Susie Timko and her Turn the Teal team were joined by Deputy Mayor LaPani and Township employees to hang teal ribbons here at the municipal complex. As always, we thank Ms. Timko for her dedication to bringing awareness to ovarian cancer signs and symptoms. I think she's been doing it here at the municipal building for at least 5 years, if not longer. This is 6th year, so we thank her for making sure that we can continue to bring awareness to ovarian cancer. September is also Suicide Awareness Month. September is known throughout the United States as National Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, an initiative intended to help raise awareness that prevention is possible, treatment is effective, and people do recover. Suicidal thoughts can affect anyone regardless of age, gender, race, orientation, income level, religion, or background. Suicide is the fourth leading cause of death among adults in the United States and the second leading cause of death among people aged 10 to 34, and is one of the most tragic events a family and community can experience. Hillsborough is no different than any other community in this country, but chooses to publicly state that it lends its full support behind local educators, mental health professionals, athletic coaches, scout leaders, police officers, and parents as community partners in being available to one another. And in these challenging times, messages of hope and healing are needed now more than ever. Borough Safe's goal is to raise community awareness that suicide is preventable. Residents are encouraged to educate themselves of the warning signs of suicide, understand suicide is preventable, and there are resources available. If anyone is in crisis or experiencing suicidal thoughts, call the National Suicide Hotline at 1-800-273-TALK. That's 1-800-273-8255. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that we, the mayor and the Hillsborough Township Committee, hereby declare September 2020 as National Suicide Awareness Month and vow to continue to support suicide awareness programs dedicated to helping our community. Moving on to new business, we are moving into, we have none at this time, so we're going to move on to public comment on new business and matters not on the agenda. So if you do have a comment, if you could please raise your hand. Okay, we have two so far. Mr. Brook, you are first. If you could state your name and address for the record, please.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Excuse me. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
It's David Brook, 7 Winding Way. Good evening, Mr. Mayor and committee members. I am looking at how the notice of the meetings have come out, and I have this question. It's called good government, and what does that mean? And for one thing, I think it means that those in charge provide transparency as to all actions of the governmental meetings and the decisions as soon as possible so that the public is informed about everything so they can participate. I will state to you that that's not happening in Hillsborough, and I can only ask why. Let's look at something as simple as the publishing of the agenda for this particular meeting, the details of which, were not available until after 5 p.m. today for all the accompanying documents. Why does the township wait to publish these for public review until 5 p.m. of the day of the meeting when they were prepared many days prior to that time? Today, for example, you're publishing the minutes of 5 different meetings, and that includes roughly over 115 pages of just the minutes, not counting the 12 consent items or the 3 new ordinances or the 3 public hearing documents. I can only ask, how does the public get allowed to scrutinize the minutes? And by the way, there are a series of errors that I just want to bring up to make sure that they're accurate and that all the other documents that you provide can be reviewed by the public between 5 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. of the same day as your meeting. Let me answer that question. What you're doing is preventing the public from participating, and I will state that's not good government, that's bad government. If you do not want to frustrate public participation, you must give people an opportunity to participate and contribute to a sensible and thoughtful process. Now, you may ask, why is it so important for the public to participate in this matter, or any other matter for that matter? And since I know no one's going to answer me, I'll answer the question. I will state to you that allowing and encouraging the public to participate not only allows people to know that you as leaders care what they have to say, but also that the minutes or any of the recordings of events that take place are accurate and correct. I want to just mention August 11th. The minutes. I happen to speak on Resolution 13, and I have to state that the draft minutes that you have now finalized without the opportunity for the public to even comment on them are inaccurate and untruthful as to what comments I made. I stated very clearly that I had come before the committee in 2012, yourself, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Delcourt, Ms. McCauley were all present to take steps to review the franchise agreement with JCP&L. You may recall there were all these terrible power outages in the western part of the township, the mountain, and farther west. And I brought up the idea of possibly removing JCP&L from service franchise. I expressed concerns that all of JCP&L power system had failed in 2020 now, and that simply passing a resolution again was not good enough. And you as township leaders should act more aggressively to protect the JCP&L residents that live in Hillsborough. I actually typed up my comments, and when I read the minutes as to what was stated and what you wrote, the minutes were substantially missing almost everything that I said. So here's the problem. You've now voted and you've adopted these minutes. They now become true even when they're not. And that's a problem because I think it fails to promote transparency and good government. I really would have appreciated the opportunity to speak before you adopted the minutes to at least say, hey, wait a second, they're not quite accurate. I also identified errors in the minutes for May 26th, page 5. You may recall I asked why the township committee at the time was meeting with exceeding the number of people there, 10 people. Somebody wrote down that I inquired as to what exemption had been offered. I never used the word exemption. You used the word exemption. And so again, that's not accurate. I also spoke on July 14th and the minutes on page, this is minor, but the minutes on page 17 as it related to this company AeroPress, the company that handles explosive gases, and its role in the Toxic Catastrophe Prevention Act. The minutes list this law opposite. They list it as the Toxic Prevention Catastrophe Act. I can only ask why the minutes are prepared without accurate representations. I will suggest that maybe it's because the tape recording that the clerk keeps stopped, or maybe the video recording to the meeting stopped, but we know that's not the case. So I'm only left with a conclusion that someone's not taking the appropriate time to state all the important facts contributed by the public. I can only conjecture that maybe that's because what I stated represented something that maybe someone didn't want to hear. I don't know. I just know that as it related to JCP&L, the information was not accurate. And I can only also ask how many other statements by other members of the public or anyone who maybe disagrees with the leadership have been modified or eliminated from those or other minutes. To me, public disclosure also means providing all those proposed ordinances and resolutions with enough time for the public to review them and comment, and that's not happening either. So here's the ultimate question, at least, that I want to present to the Township Committee. What happened here represent good government and transparent government? I know that we can all agree that we do not agree on all of the issues. That's the way things are. But without a willingness to publish all the viewpoints, as has not happened in those series of minutes, we're intentionally or unintentionally stifling the democratic process. And I, for one, object to anything or anyone who acts to stifle debate by only presenting what the ruling party wants the public to hear. I'd like to know who sees these draft minutes and who has editing authority.
I'm tired of you grandstanding at this point and insulting so many dedicated members.
Please don't interrupt me. I have the right to speak.
And you've asked about 15 questions. I'd like to address at least one of
Well,
them.
I would like to finish what I'm saying first, and then you're welcome to answer. I would like to know who sees the draft minutes and who has editing authority for them. Please tell me now or tell me later or tell the public. For example, besides the township clerk, does the administrator make changes? Do you as the mayor make changes? Is there a circulation list? Who's on it and why? Second, can anyone confirm that the video recordings of the meetings have never been edited also? Will the videographer sign a statement to that effect that no one else has edited them? Here's the simple part that I'd like you to consider. How do we fix these problems? Because that to me is the most important part here. First, as our township leaders, I would ask that you take immediate action to establish working deadlines for providing all of the public all information on the public meetings. Let's say you can agree to set Friday at 5 p.m. prior to the meeting for all those documents to be released that are being considered for the next township committee meeting, or a minimum of 4 days for all the public meetings like planning board, board of adjustment, for full public disclosure of those meetings with the all accompanying documents. And short of an emergency, which certainly can happen, I think that's workable, and you can order that tonight. Second, you need to commit to you need to commit tonight to agree that all information that's presented by the public or anyone else is written and accurately summarized, regardless of whether it makes you look good or bad. You are our elected officials, and the proverbial buck stops with each of you. So let's agree this time to take some definitive steps tonight to start that process of increasing transparency. And I will be the first person to stand up and thank you for helping to make government better in Hillsborough, because we all deserve better. Thank you.
Are you done now, Mr. Brooks?
It's Brooke, B-R-O-O-K. Thank you.
You're welcome, Mr. Brooks. So just a couple of comments from me before I turn it over to Mr. Delcar, who wanted to make a few comments. Number one, as I'm sure you are aware, if you are a practicing attorney, is that the minutes are not a transcript. That's number one. They're a summary. That is very clear. I think anyone would understand that, and I'm sure you do as well. We can go back and look to make sure everything was accurate, but as far as I know, they were. I know every member of the Township Committee receives them. I believe they did go to us and we look at them, and I'm sure if any one of us had a change that we felt was necessary in the summation, we would certainly let our clerk know that we want to change. But there's no, that I've seen, there's no internal list that I see in advance or anything like that of what the minutes are. So, and you threw out 7 or 8 other comments, but you didn't want us to address them one by one. So, Mr. Delcourt, I don't know if you wanted to add.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. You know, you hit a couple of things I wanted to talk about. You know, first and foremost, that the minutes are a summary. They're not a transcript. If you like a transcript, you can go testify at the planning board, but that's not what this represents. So the fact that you can claim after grandstanding for 10 minutes that the public is somehow excluded from participation in the meetings is as ludicrous as some of your statements. So for someone who is actively campaigning to be one of the members on this board, you seem to have a significant disregard for the employees here that do a lot of hard work and have very little knowledge of actually how the process works. So maybe I can educate you a little bit. You can claim whatever date you want to have documentation submitted for public purpose. The fact of the matter is there are significant work that has to go in to prepare an agenda, have legal review, have documentation that's set up in alignment with requirements that the state and county have placed upon us, and get that ready for presentation at the meetings. So to say just out of nowhere that we should be able to do it by Friday shows how ignorant you are of the process. And for someone that wants to be on this board, I would suggest you probably get a little better understanding of how the process works. And if you want to talk about good government actually is making sure that we provide information to the people, which I am extremely proud of the work that we do here. But it's also treating people, both the public and our employees, with respect, something that I hope you have learned your lesson on, because I understand you have regularly come in and berated some of our staff and been forced to apologize to them because of some of your actions. So if you'd like to actually talk about what's good government, maybe we can start there, because I know the people, all the members of this board actually treat people within the township offices here with the respect that they're due, given the high level quality professionals that they are. I hope you would learn something from that. I'm finished. And this is not a debate. I'm not asking for your feedback.
Okay, thank you. Next up is Janine Erickson.
Good evening, Mayor and Town Committee. Thank you for the chance to speak tonight. I actually have a few things I wanted to say. And number one, I'm sorry, Janine Erickson. It's Janine Erickson, Erickson, and I'm at 37 Murray Drive. I wanted to thank you, Mayor, for pointing out the work that the Economic and Business Development Commission did recently with sending the letter to Governor Murphy, asking that he consider reopening restaurants to some portion safely. We worked, members of the Business Commission, to secure some over 50 signatures from restaurants in the town. And when we did visit them, it was really apparent how much they were looking for help and appreciated what we were doing for them. So it was really nice to see that maybe our letter didn't fall on deaf ears, because shortly after it was sent, that's when the governor issued his executive order 183 and granted the partial opening of restaurants. So I appreciate the comment, Mayor. Number two, wanted to thank Committeewoman Olivia Holmes for your comment about the Sourlands and doing the cleanup. I work for the Park Commission, and that is an area that we steward. The Sourlands are a place in Hillsborough that is near and dear to my heart. And it's nice to hear that you comment about kind of cleaning up after yourselves and keeping the area beautiful. It's very important. So I appreciate that comment. One last comment, don't really know that it should be said, but I would like to comment with regard to David Brook. Just to be said that I was a part-time worker in the mayor's office, and I did help. I was in there when meetings were being prepared and minutes were being done, and in fact, I drafted them. We listened to take information off of recordings back then, and nothing was ever changed. I saw firsthand how hard every township employee works to make the township great, and I was happy to be part of it. I also then now work at the county, and in my position, I do at the county for the Park Commission what the clerk and the administrative office does for the township. I prepare our monthly meeting, and I have to tell you, as hard as I work and as hard as the people I work with me, meeting those deadlines is sometimes out of my hands. You do the best, you try to work together, and I just wanted it to be said that being there and seeing firsthand how that operates, I appreciate all the work that everybody does. I don't care who's sitting up there. You all work hard and give tirelessly of yourselves to our town, and that's why it's a great place to live. Thank you.
Sorry, I apologize. My line was muted. Thank you, Ms. Erickson. We appreciate that. Give me 1 second. Okay, next up this evening is Ms. Danetta Bishop Johnson. Danetta, how are you this evening? Please state your name and address for the record, please.
Thank you. I'm very well. My name is Donetta Johnson, and I'm at 1 Taylor Street. Good evening, Mayor and Township Council. Doug, thank you for noting that September is Suicide Prevention Month. A public health crisis like what we've been going through with the pandemic is the proverbial, the second shoe falling. It's leading to an uptick in suicidal thoughts and behavior. In New Jersey, school-based programs provide students on a daily basis with the mental health and crisis intervention services that are in such need right now. And there will be a big gap in the care of these students without these school-based programs. To add to that, many students are not able to afford mental health care outside of school-based programs. Students absolutely have the right under New Jersey state law to access mental health services without their parents' consent. But as a practical matter, when you're not in school and you need your parents to pay for and drive you to these services, students can't provide. They don't have the privacy that they need. All right, so just to give this some context, the suicide rates among students who have been rising over the past several years. A report by the State Department of Children and Families said the rate of suicides among 10 to 18-year-olds has risen across the board. According to the Center for Disease Control, suicide is reported as the second leading cause of death among children ages 10 to 18 years of age. So how do we help our children and our teens cope during this unprecedented time of pandemic and isolation? First of all, is important for families, individuals, students. Maintain a daily routine, which consists of sleep, activity, your usual curriculars that you can do within, the constraints that we have. Stay connected with others and try to find moments of humor. We all need to laugh, even though times are really dire and strange right now. Talk to people you feel comfortable with about your feelings or worries, and then give yourself permission to stop worrying. For God's sake, limit the amount of time you spend watching the news media or in social media. And lastly, be kind to yourself and be kind to others, because we will get through this together. I wanted to say that if you are someone that you care about, feel overwhelmed with emotions like sadness, depression, or anxiety, you are not alone. If you feel like you want to harm yourself or others, call 911. Because kids don't like talking over the phone, it's important that they know that they can text MHFA to 7171 to talk to a crisis text line counselor. Let's remember during this time, this crisis, that we need to help one another stay mentally healthy, because it does get better. We'll get through this. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry. Thank you. We appreciate those words. Okay. Mr. Brook, I'll allow you real quick, if you could just be quick, because we do have other agenda items on here.
Thank you, Mayor.
Not looking for a debate, so this is public comment.
I'm sorry. I can only state simply that calling people names is disrespectful in and of itself, and that's not an appropriate action by an elected official or anybody. I think we can disagree on things and still maintain a certain level of civility and politeness. And some of the names that just came out were really kind of not appropriate. And I also have to state, I do not berate people like I just was berated by one of your committee members. So I don't know what we're talking about, but we can make up stories and things about me going into the municipal building and saying things. If there's a fact to it, please bring it forward. I am not that kind of person. I am not going to be disrespectful to people, because I too really, really appreciate how much work municipal employees put in, and they often don't get rewarded for it. And so I certainly would say, if somebody knows that happened, please tell me, and I certainly would make amends and apologize to anybody. I am not aware of anything. If you know something, call me off the record and let's talk about it. But let's all be civil about how we interact with people, because I heard some nasty things coming out of somebody's mouth just now, and I don't think that was really appropriate. We need to focus on the issues and how we're going to make the town a better place. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you all committee members for.
Mr. Brook, I would encourage you if you could call my office tomorrow, because I do have the report of where you did have to apologize to one of our individual employees. If that is inaccurate, I'd be happy to discuss it with you, because we do deserve the chance to talk if that was not true. So feel free to call my office, or we can set up a
Yeah,
talk.
definitely. Let's talk. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Talking. Okay. Is there any other comments this evening on items not on the agenda? Seeing none, we're going to move on to public hearings. 2020-21, an ordinance authorizing grant lease with New York SMSA Limited Partnership DBA Verizon Wireless for a portion of ground space at the Hillsborough Municipal Complex. Communications Tower Site 379 South Branch Road, Block 149.01, Lot .102, Hillsborough, New Jersey. We have a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance 2020-21.
So moved.
Second. First, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none. Is there any discussion from the dais? Seeing none. Any discussion from the floor? Seeing none. May I have a motion to close the public hearing and adopt ordinance 2020-21?
So moved.
Second. All right, roll call, please.
Committeeman Delacqua,
Yes.
Committeewoman Holmes,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor LaPani,
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes. Moving on to ordinance 2020-22, an ordinance amending the salary ordinance to include the position of Deputy Director of Environmental Programs and Public Health and setting forth the salary. This ordinance provides an update to our salary ordinance to include the position of Deputy Director of Environmental Programs and Public Health. May I have a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance 2020-22?
So moved.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, is there any comments from the dais? Any comments from the floor? Seeing none, roll call, please. I'm sorry, may I have a motion to close the public hearing and adopt ordinance 2020-22?
So moved.
Second.
Great. All right, roll call, please.
Committeeman Zakor,
Yes.
Committeewoman Holmes.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Lapani.
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes. Ordinance 2020-23, an ordinance appropriating certain monies held by the Township of Hillsborough, County of Somerset, State of New Jersey for the purchase of various capital improvements in the amount of $209,225 in and for the Township of Hillsborough. The items in this capital ordinance were ranked and found to be prioritized this year as a result of the pandemic. These are the only limited capital improvements we are doing for 2020. They are listed in the ordinance, but it is the watch guard, in-car and interview room camera system for the police department, replace out of warranty municipal PCs and laptops, and Dell EMC storage array. May I have a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance 2020-23?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, is there any discussion from the dais? We have one comment from the floor. Ms. Gulliford, please unmute your line and state your name and record, name and address for the record.
Susan Gulliford, Hunt Club Road. Just one question on that, on number 2, replacing the out of warranty PCs and laptops. What happens to the PCs and laptops? Are they up for sale, auction? Do they get returned? What happens? Thank you.
Sorry, I was muted there, Susan. I apologize. I pretty much believe those are at their end of life. We kind of recycle as much as possible here at the municipal building, and when they're done, they're pretty much done. But I believe that we use them for whatever parts we can in the building was the last time I had heard. Is that, I'm looking over? Yep. Yes.
The hard drive gets shredded.
The hard drives get shredded, and whatever we can use, we can.
Okay, thank you. My techie asked.
All right, thank you, Susan. Okay, we're going to lower your hand. Okay, any other questions from the floor? Seeing none, roll call, please. May I have a motion to close the public hearing and adopt ordinance 2020-23?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
thank you. Roll call, please.
Committeeman Zakor,
Yes.
Committeewoman Holmes.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Lapani.
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes. All right, introduction of new ordinances, 2020-20, an ordinance changing the name of the north section of Old Summer Road to Mavis Court in accordance with NJSA 40:67(1K. Further consideration of public hearing will be held on September 22nd, 2020. May I have a motion to introduce this ordinance?
So moved.
Second. Roll call, please.
Committeeman Zakor,
Yes.
Committeewoman Holmes.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Lapani.
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes. Moving on to 2020-25, an ordinance amending Chapter 143 of Vehicles and Traffic, Article 12, Schedule, Section 14330, Schedule 1, no parking on the Dakota Township of Hillsborough, temporary parking on Higginsville Road and a portion of Three Bridges Road for the consideration of public hearing to be held on October 12th, 2020. May I have a motion to introduce this ordinance?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Committeeman Zakor,
Yes.
Committeewoman Holmes.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Lapani.
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes. Okay. Moving on to 2020-26, an ordinance authorizing the sale of a 0.037 acre portion on the property identified in the Hillsborough Township tax map as block 141.04, lot 1 to the state of New Jersey for the New Jersey Department of Transportation, Route 206 widening and improvement project. May I have a motion to introduce this ordinance?
So moved.
Excuse me,
Second.
Mayor, just for the record, the public hearing for 2026 will be also October 12th.
October 12th. Thank you. May I have a motion to introduce this ordinance for a second hearing on the 12th?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Committeeman Zakor,
Yes.
Committeewoman Holmes.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Lapani.
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes. Moving on to resolutions. Anyone from the dais want to take something separately? Seeing none, may I have a motion to adopt the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All right, from the floor? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Committeeman Delacorte,
Yes.
Committeewoman Holmes,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor LaPlante,
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes. All right, moving on to claims list, may I have a motion to approve claims list 2020-15?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments from the floor? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Committeeman Delacorte,
Yes.
Committeewoman Holmes,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor LaPlante,
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes. That concludes our regular meeting. May I have a motion to adjourn?
I just had one thing that I feel like I need to say. This meeting made me very uncomfortable. I know that I've been at other meetings where I was in the audience and I was, had my husband was told to sit down and shut up. So I'm not a very, I'm not a person that likes confrontation and I don't believe in rudeness. I have known David Brooke for quite a while. I've never seen him be rude, but I don't know what you're talking about, so you can work that out with him. But I do know what it's like to be on the other end of saying something that a large group of people don't agree with. And I do believe that we need to be civil and being here on the dais. I just want to apologize to David Brooke that some people lost their tempers here.
Please don't speak for me. You
I'm
can
speaking-
apologize for yourself.
Yeah, you just, first off, I'd be more than happy to discuss with you as soon as this is over. Exactly. No, you made a comment. So I'll be
Like,
happy
they
to
don't
discuss with.
apologize, I do.
Again, don't speak for me. I'll be more than happy to discuss with you the complaint that came from one of our employees that you also represent up here on the dais, a concern that was raised by them. So we're more than happy to discuss it, and I believe it's for an area that you're a liaison to. So I'd be more than happy to discuss that with you as soon as this meeting's over.
I think that's a different issue than tonight, though. I don't think he was disrespectful tonight.
Thank you for your opinion. Again, we have a motion to adjourn on the table. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Ayes have it. Thank you. We are adjourned.